All right, let's try this again and let's see how it goes. I think we figured out the problem. Um, anyway, welcome everyone to United Venture Company presents Delta Green Impossible Landscapes, episode 16. Wow, 16 of these it has taken us to get through this whole campaign. Tonight is the finale where we are at the masquerade, and what a fitting end. It's Mardi Gras week. Yesterday was Fat Tuesday. Today's Ash Wednesday. For those of you who are in those areas and celebrate those things, happy of those to you. If you are just joining us for the first time and have never watched any of our shows before, welcome to the United Venture Company. So glad you could be here. And I want to say a quick thanks out to um, or maybe not awesome. Nice. I just want to say a quick thanks out to some of our newest subscribers. That would be AMD Lamp, Zergash, yes, Sean, Kathy Bailey, Bad Wolf, Sherry, Derek, Bruce, and Rebecca Lynn. Thank you all for your recent follows and subs and likes and all of the things that you're supposed to do here on YouTube. So if you're watching, go ahead, click the like button for this video, and then go do it for all our videos because there's like 100 and something of them. And then ring the bell, right? That's what you're supposed to say, ring the bell, because then you'll get notified every time we go live. And then hit the little subscribe button down there as well, so you can find all our content. We have a lot of content here. We've moved it from our other channel, and we're so glad that you're here with us. So once you're done and watching tonight, and you see how this episode ends, you can go watch the other 15 episodes and see how it all began and how our characters got where they are now. Also, we have a Patreon page, so make sure you're supporting us on Patreon. We are done with Twitch. We're here. This is the only source of revenue that we have now, so make sure you support us on Patreon. Thanks so much to our Patreon supporters, Aaron and Nathan. So far, we have two, and we're very thankful for them. And then we have new merch stores open, so go check out our merch link down in the description of the group down there. Supposed to make pointy fingers at where things are on YouTube, I think. Yeah. So like button, and then merch stuff, and then description of the video. Yeah. Yes. Am I doing this right, y'all? Am I doing it right? Help me out.
We have never seemed older than we are right now, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think anybody's actually watching.
I stepped funny when I was like getting ready to come in here, and I limped all the way in here, and I was like, what is this? Like, this isn't, no.
Nope. Nobody's
Seemed pretty old today.
Nobody's even out there. So
it's all right.
Yeah, we lost Diamond when we had to move.
When we had the Bork up. Yeah, well, the link's in the Discord now, so join the Discord, folks. Anyway, I'll turn it over to our handler, and we'll get this party started. See what I did there?
Hey. All right. So, last session, I'll do a quick recap. You made it past the war zone. You met with Ambrose. You made it to the gallery in which you received your invitations. And you were able to quickly skip the line due to some persuasion from Agent Updraft. And now you have passed these lion-faced guards into the masquerade proper. As you walk into the palace, you see that it is packed almost to full capacity with people wearing these half masks that you all have as well. They are milling about this large, pristine ballroom, and it's impossible to even guess at how many people are here. Every time you kind of like pause in the doorway, maybe you try and do a head count, it seems to shift in you. There's just so much to look at, and there's hanging along the edges and in some small little kind of what's the word, almost like sandwich board type things, there's artwork placed around. You can see as well that at one edge of the room there is a large what's the word? Like a beer, a step up to an empty throne. And Agent Updraft, you've read The King in Yellow. You recognize this as the royal family. And you can pick out names like Casilda and Camilla, Thale and Aldones. You see them up there in their finery with their advisors next to them. And you recognize them now from the book. Yeah, and just as you walk in, I'm going to start the timer soon.
Before you do that, I was gonna say,
Yes.
I've got some questions.
Question away.
And okay, so when we see these other people, are they, or when I see them, I recognize them. What do I know about them already just from reading?
Mhm. It's kind of strange. You know they are the royal family. You do not know the king. You know the sisters. I mentioned Casilda and Camilla, the brothers, a couple of advisors, and these guards around them. And it's more of, you know, they are in the play. They have some speaking roles in which they discuss with each other who the stranger is. At the party, you don't see a stranger right now, no one you would pick out of the crowd, as it were. But that's kind of their role, you think, as they talk. It's a little Shakespearean, and at the moment you obviously can't hear them, they're far away, but you kind of feel like you know what lines they'll have.
Okay. And real quick, our goal here tonight is to find Abby and assume our throne. We're all on that page, right?
Is that everybody's goal? Let's talk. What is everybody's goal at
I also
the party?
found it weird that you talked about persuasion when factual statements are not persuasive. They're just facts.
Nice.
Yes.
I think for Gran, I believe we're sticking to the mission, which is find an Abby, but we also need to find JC Lynn. Is that right?
Oh, I have a theory that the king is actually JC Lynn, and that's why we needed the bottle.
It's possible.
Also, while I'm walking around, I would try to identify anything that could be used as a weapon.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely gonna be looking for improvised weapon.
All right.
Yeah.
So Abby, JC. What about Agent Ursine?
I'm going to be looking for Abby.
Okay.
That is the singular thing that I am interested in doing in here.
Right. Excellent. And then, yes, looking for weaponry. All right, then I will start. And the three of you enter the party proper. What's kind of your strategy? Are you going along the edge of the room? Are you just going right into the middle, like the milling masses?
Oh, yeah, I would walk right through the updraft. Does not. He's going through the middle. The only reason he's looking at the edges of the room is to look for something that, in the event that he has to dispose of the usurper, he can.
Gran will peel off to the right and work. I'm going to work the outside of the room, basically making the arc around to where I can meet up with Updraft at the other side of the room, right? So I'm going to walk the perimeter, flanking the room.
All right.
As he would have told me that, that's what we need to do is.
Actually, is there like a punch bowl or like refreshment stand or anything like that?
Yeah, there's some kind of off to the side. We'll say it's actually off to the left a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to go over there. And I want to crush up these beetles that I've got. And oh no, it's pods, not beetles, sorry. The seed pods. And I want to crush up the seed pods and put them in the drink.
Spiking the punch. Oh yeah.
I like how you brought your own roofie.
Hey, I'm not going to drink it.
All right. So we'll actually start then as the group goes around, kind of splits into three. Agent Updraft, you are pushing your way through the crowd. You're knocking a couple people aside here and there. And they're all giving you very much a like out of the side, kind of the side eye. You're feeling seen and judged very much, and you can kind of hear them whispering as you pass. Uh, you think you might hear a couple of them call you, say, imitator.
Make a note of them.
They'll be the first to go. All right. And you catch a glimpse of a blue dress flutter by. And you remember back when you've had clues of Abigail Wright. And as you follow, you see, as you kind of wind through the crowd, you find Abigail Wright wearing a blue ball gown and a mask kind of shaped like a cat's face. She has led you to the throne. Oh, we lost.
No, my camera was out of focus, so I had to restart it. Go ahead.
You find that she has gone to sit at the base of the royal throne seats. You can see the royal family behind her. And it looks like she's talking to them, and she hears you approach. And behind her mask, her eyes go wide, and she goes, You made it?"
Good evening, guys.
Are the others here?
We are all here.
Okay. Excuse me. And she kind of grabs your arm and starts to pull you off to an area a little bit off to the side.
I go with her.
I mean, I knew you were going to make it, but it's still you've been through so much. I'm and she's has this like feeling of excitement, but she's trying to tamp it down. Did you bring the bottle?
Yes.
Excellent. Oh, thank goodness. She's glancing
What's your
at the
plan?
weapon.
I'm going to ask her. What's your plan?
Well, I was going to help you get out.
Why? Why would I get out?
Oh, do the others want to get out?
I have to stay.
You really can't. You
Then
really,
how else is there going to be peace?
It's not. It doesn't have to be your job to do that. You can leave now. It's okay. You can go back to your, well, not family, but
Who better than me? I know what's going on here. There's no one to miss me. These people, I can make a difference in a life that actually matters. I've made plenty of differences in lives and made them worse. This is my redemption arc.
But it's no, it's not. You if you don't leave before the king comes, you won't be redeemed. You'll be gone.
I'm here to replace this king who's clearly failing.
It doesn't it doesn't work like that. No, it's a loop. You don't change it from here. You have to get out of the loop.
Yeah. So with that, that changes so much in Updraft's head. Now he sees. And now both of you see with him.
Of course we do, yes.
Then how do we leave?
You have to find JC. You have to get him his bottle. Once he has the bottle, you should be able to get out. But until then, there's no way.
Where is he?
I don't know. I know a lot, but here at the center of this, I can't say. But you have to hurry. If you're too late.
How is he dressed? What does he look like? What am I looking for?
Tall, thin, middle-aged. He's got he has his mask looks like a mechanical raven.
Okay.
But I think he has a typewriter with him too. But yeah, you need to find him. And then once he's got the bottle, you can find a way out. I don't know. I don't know how to help you from here. But once you do that, there are ways out.
How many times?
Beg pardon?
How many times have we tried this?
It's.
I mean,
if you
we've been doing rehearsals, right?
Kind of, yes, but it I'm not sure it's you. Do you understand? It's very strange being where I am. I've seen many of you, I think, but maybe I've never seen you, and this is the first I've seen you. I don't know. Maybe this is the first time you get out. Maybe this is the first time you start.
All right. Updraft's going to turn and start looking for. Well, he's going to turn toward the other two. Whichever one's closest, he will begin to make his way toward.
Okay. She grabs you by your arm as you're starting to walk away, and she goes, "Oh, if you make it back to the real world, tell my dad I love him."
He loves you.
And with that, you walk away. Agent Unicorn,
Yes.
you are going through the edge of this party. You are kind of looking around for Abigail as well. And you are brought up short by a small child-shaped figure under a golden robe that looks you can kind of see the face pressed against the fabric. It's just looking at you, and you can hear it go, "Mom, is that you?"
I don't know, is it? Who's your mother,
It's-
dearie?
It's and this cloth thing runs over and hugs you, and you recognize the voice. It is your son, Eric.
No. That can't be. I know this is not real at this point.
No, I'm here. It's okay. It's okay, Mom.
How long
It's
have you
all right.
been here? Like,
I've always been here. Asa brought me here.
that son of a bitch.
No,
If I find him, I'm gonna. I swear. If he did this to
he's-
you, this is his fault. I know it.
it's please be kind to him. He's a very confused And you see it kind of turns, and the crowd parts, and you see a bedraggled looking Asa Darabandi. He has a mask off kilter that looks like a dove, and you can see he is dripping wet, and he's kind of turning blue like he drowned. He's just kind of gasping quietly. It's not his fault. He was doing what he had to do.
But he took you from me, and that I cannot abide. And I'll walk over to towards Asa. He looks wet, like he's dripping, and he's turning blue and gasping for air, perhaps.
Yeah, he is.
And I'll walk up and say, "What gives you the right? How many did you take?"
Always more.
Is this from Ball? Did Ball have you do this? Is this his doing?
Bale, he sent me, yes, the instructions.
Yes.
The calls. I had to. The king.
The king. What of him?
And you're talking to Asa. You're kind of interrogating. Are you kind of getting up close to him?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of get up in his grill a little bit. I'm mad. Having just seen my son had been taken from me, I'm definitely come back video. Sorry, y'all. Got to get that hashtag in every once in a while.
Yeah, he's talking to you, and he looks back over your shoulder. You've turned your back on your son, and his eyes start to travel up as he's kind of dribbling water.
Is there anything around me? Like what's immediately
there's
around
people
us?
I mean, there's kind of people milling around. There's a wall and some paintings next to you onto the side. There's like just almost enough room to kind of squeeze around there.
And Eric is still behind me?
Yeah.
I'll look at Ace. You won't get him again. And I'm going to run back and grab Eric and kind of try to disappear into the crowd.
And you turn, and where your son was, there is this massive, oversized figure with a plain white face in a very fine gold and silver robe. Just intricate designs on that. It towers over you, looking down. Roll sanity, please.
That's close. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to open my character sheet. Oops.
It's close, but is it on the right side of close?
That's I don't know.
That's the question,
Give me
isn't it?
just a second. Grand. Where are you? Here you are. Sanity. That is a 37 on a 40. So yeah, that's a pass.
All right. Take one sanity as you are face to face with the king.
Make that 39. Yeah. Okay.
What do you do?
I recognize him as the king. I believe
There is no other way that it could be anything else.
Can I see Updraft?
Yeah, you kind of glance around, and this thing is kind of drifting slowly closer to you. You're feeling the room almost seems to distort around him. The music shifts and changes, is louder, quieter, and underneath it you can hear the lapping of water at a lake's edge.
But I can see updraft.
You can see updraft.
I'll look
You-
and see
yeah,
if there's. You go ahead.
Your every instinct in you is you're kind of almost wobbling. Every instinct is to get away from this. It's almost primal.
Okay. What I'm gonna try to do then is walk backwards at the same rate it's coming forward. Just try to keep that distance while I'm trying to eye to updraft and eye Ursine to see where we can triangulate an attack so that updraft can take the throw. And updraft knows that's what I'm doing.
All right. Yeah, you back into the crowd and you're backing towards updraft. You kind of disappear into the people, kind of like that Homer going back into the bushes sort of thing. You're going just back in the crowd, and you watch as the king sweeps over Asa. The cloak kind of covers him, and you lose sight in the crowd. Agent Ursine, you are by the punch bowl. And you are starting to pop these pods. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm like basically trying to shred them with my hands and just put it in the punch bowl. Because why not?
Yeah, it's you're seeing these as you pop the pods, there's these little almost like dandelion little spores that are popping out and settling on top of the liquid. You can give them a pretty easy swish around and you can see them floating in the liquid. And you hear a voice come up behind you, and you turn to see this thin man in an old looking suit wearing a mechanical raven mask. Clearly it looks like one of Ambrose's, and he's carrying with him an old typewriter. He's got it like by a little handle, little portable one, and he smells. You almost smell him before you hear him. Cheap gin is that, and he goes, that's an idea you got right. That's an idea you've got right there.
Excuse me, who are you?
Oh, J.C. Lynn's a scribbler by trade.
Really? You're JC Lens.
In the flesh.
As much as any of us are in the flesh here, I'm not entirely sure this place is real. I have something that I think belongs to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm gonna
If it's drugs, I'm done with that. I don't
No.
sell those anymore.
You don't sell them. No, it's not that. It's not that. And I'm gonna fish around in my bag, and
Whoa, you're not a police officer, are you? I'm telling you, the people gave me that money all by themselves. This is it ain't what it looks like.
if this was any other time, I might play this game and tell you that you need to give me the money because I'm a cop, but I'm not a cop, and I've got this bottle for you, and I'm gonna pull out his bottle. It has your name on it, literally. Look, I'll hold it up so you can see it.
Well, shit. Wait, how'd you get that?
We found it underneath the hotel bottle bin.
Oh, well, I mean, do you mind?
I mean, it's yours, right? Here, and I'll hand it to him.
And he, what, and he slams almost the typewriter down on the table, and you can see he starts clawing at the cork on it. It's like, and he's talking as he's prying at, like, I knew I could write a good book if I just had a start to it. Oh my God, this is.
You bought it. You wrote a book, you say.
No, I know I've got a book in me. I just can't. I don't have the. And the cork pops out of the bottle. And he just drops the cork and he holds the bottle up to his ear, like up here. And you can hear very faintly there's something whispering out of the bottle to him. I
Hmm.
I know the story I need to write. Hot damn. And he just kind of sets the bottle down. It tips over on its side, rolls away. He picks up the typewriter again and grabs you by the shoulder. Yeah, you get it. I can see now the starting words. Along the shore, the cloud waves break. The twin suns sink behind the lake. The shadows lengthen in Carcosa. and he's practically dancing a jig in front of you.
Hmm.
And you're perhaps stunned for a moment as he gives you another pat on the shoulder and heads out. Roll sanity as you realize that by giving him the bottle, you've helped him write The King in Yellow.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's a fail.
Roll a d20 from
Ooh,
helplessness. Yeah, it's a bad one.
Ow.
I love it. All right. Oh, that's only a 3.
All right.
right.
Not even temporarily insane as
No.
this kind of washes over you.
Oh, I feel sick. Oh God. Ugh. Okay. With that realization, I think I've decided that I want to take his typewriter.
All right, he's walking away into the crowd. But yeah, you might be able to catch up to him.
Yeah, so I'm gonna run after him. Hey, wait, hold on.
Yeah, roll a dex to kind of get through the crowd.
That's a pass.
Pass. You catch up to him. He turns back to you, all grins. Yeah.
Can I see your typewriter real quick? And I'm gonna like make
sure.
a, yeah, and I'm gonna just take it from him, and then I'm gonna turn around and run the other way.
Hey, wait! And he's starting to run after you. Thief! She's taken the book. And you see these lion-faced guards are starting to turn towards you in the crowd. The other two of you can hear this shouting start. You hear the stop. She's taken the book. And the crowd is twisting around.
I think I'm gonna turn around, and I'm actually gonna chuck this typewriter at his head now.
All right. Do
Nice.
do a chuck roll. That sounds like in athletics.
I
Oh.
mean, can you athletically throw a typewriter?
Typewriter.
Or
like-
Wouldn't that be
I mean,
strength?
that could be strength. Yeah.
I was gonna
it's
say
it's a big one actually. That's a good
can
point.
I
Yeah.
not take athletics? I've got to. No, actually, they're about the same.
Whichever's better. Yep, whichever one is
Alright.
better.
This isn't gonna. I don't know how to get anywhere with
There's no
this.
athletic way.
No, I failed. I'm not a very strong person, and I'm not very athletic either. I tried to throw it, and it just went plump.
It does. You do notice some like springs and stuff kind of pop off of it. It dents a bit on the side as he runs up to it. The guards are still coming your way, and he almost like jumps down to cradle it and pick it up. Like I can still go.
I'm gonna yell out, "Updraft! Updraft! This man thinks he's the king!"
So, what is the nearest improvised weapon to me? And you're talking about the actual king, right? The guy the big one, right?
Well, I'm just yelling that the king is there, not necessarily because
Oh, you're not pointing him out.
no, I'm not pointing him out. I just want your attention.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, as soon as you, yeah, I'm there. As soon as you yell, because I think I'm heading toward you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually have not seen the king yet. So, I mean,
Yeah, that's why I was asking. I was like, are you pointing at the actual? Because I haven't either, but I think I was headed towards you anyway. So as soon as you call, I'm like, you would see me pop up.
All right, yeah, you pop up, you can see she's over there yelling about this person is the king. It's difficult to see anyone she's gesturing at because he's kind of like tipped down in the crowd, but you can see there's 4 of these guards starting to move through the crowd towards Ursine.
Is he sitting at the typewriter again?
No, he's more like crouched over it on the floor, trying to make sure he's got as much as he can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna head towards him, and I guess it's really a matter of, do I get to him before the guards get into that area?
Would you like to roll for that?
Yeah. What would you like for me to roll?
I think a dex, unless you've got another skill you would like to use.
Nah, it feels right.
No dice. No dice. Yeah, you can see you will not make it to Ursine before they do, and you do see one of them is breaking off to go help up someone in the crowd. Looks like they're holding something. Agent Ursine, what are you doing as they're closing in on you?
I am actually going to try to attempt to take this typewriter again.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna fight him for it.
All right, go ahead and do a fight brawl. It's not tough to. I don't imagine you threw it very far, so you're probably pretty close.
Yeah. All right. So you want me to do a unarmed?
Yeah, unarmed. I think makes sense unless you have something else you want to use to knock
Nope.
him away from it.
That works. That's a fail.
All right. Yeah, he's. In this case, the guard actually kind of puts a hand up to you and stops you, and you just hear him speak kind of in this heavy Tartessian drawl, like, "Please, there's no fighting at the masquerade. Be on your way."
So I follow the one that broke off.
That's the one that Ursine is next to at this point. Yep. So you can see she is next to this man on the floor, kind of picking up a typewriter slowly. There's a guard that is interposed himself between the two of them. Let's cut away to Unicorn real quick. You also are hearing this. What are you doing? You're kind of seeing this tussle breaking out in the room.
Yeah, I will circle around and whichever side Updraft is approaching from, I'll try and go from to the other side. Learned a lot from him over the year or so, or however many years we've been traveling together, and assess if there looks like there's an opportunity to kind of tuck in and snatch this. Is the guard standing in front of the typewriter, or
he is standing in between Ursine and the man with the typewriter.
so
you'd be behind, you'd be closer to the guy with the typewriter. Both you and Updraft would be.
right? So I think I will take a glance over to Updraft, and I'm gonna make a kind of a head nod that I'm going for it. I'm gonna try to make a dive for the what do you call it? Typewriter. And just try and shove it. I'm gonna try and push it to Updraft.
All right. Make
So,
a
athletics?
Yeah, make an athletics check
Or
or
dexterity.
unarmed brawl type
Let's
sort of
see.
thing. Yeah, because you're trying to get it away from.
I'm trying to like push
this
it
man.
away. So I'll do an unarmed. That's better. So come on, baby. Oh, that's a fail. Not a critical fail, but that's a fail.
Yeah, and you get up there, you try and kind of push it away, and this guy is perhaps a little bit more nimble. He kind of ducks off to the side. Hey, come on! I need this. I need to finish this.
No, you don't even need to start it.
And you shout that, Updraft. What are you doing?
The guard that is stopped Ursine are they armed?
No, not as such. I don't believe they are. Let me double check. He might be. Mm-mm. Oh, no, he does. He has a holstered revolver. And you see there is he actually also has a sword with a hooked kind of curve to it on the blade.
Nice.
Like Kopesh type thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can I grab that gun?
You can certainly try.
I'm behind him.
Yeah, go ahead and do a check for that. I'm kind of feeling like a stealth type thing, or if you have maybe like
Sure.
a gun based skill, I think that probably makes sense too. You might
Like
have one.
gun stealth?
Yeah, I was
No.
thinking more just weaponry, but yeah, do a stealth. 21. All right, yeah,
That's I'm pretty sure it's success.
I would imagine so.
Yes.
Yes. All right,
Yes.
great. Yeah, you're able to kind of sneak this pistol out of the holder.
All right, so I'm not 100% sure what exactly is going on here. All I know is that Unicorn and Ursine have tried to stop this individual. And so with this revolver, we're going to stop this individual. We are...
All right, roll for it.
All right, so on a firearms roll, I got a 51 on a 64.
Oof. All right, roll damage.
And I think I'm point blank, so I think it's just max damage, isn't it?
51. It's not double, but no, it's just normal.
Okay.
That just improves the odds of hitting.
Oh, okay. Okay. 7.
7. All right. Yeah, you shoot this man, and he falls to the ground, and you see the crowd at this point finally reacts and kind of takes a step back. The guard, I guess, Agent Ursine, you're right there. You see the guard is reacting. He's turning. What do you do?
I'm gonna start yelling, "He's going to write the play! He's going to write the play!" And then I'm going to look around. Do I see Abby anywhere watching this?
Roll a search or alertness, whichever is better for you.
All right. Pass.
Yes. Yeah, she is back at the base of the throne, and she looks terrified. I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of tough to tell because of the top part of the mask, but yeah.
Okay. I am going to try to back away from what is going on now and head towards her.
Okay. All right, you're making a break for it. Unicorn, what were you up to?
If he has fallen down, kind of let go of the typewriter, I'm gonna grab it and go the same way as Ursine.
Okay, you're grabbing it to go. Updraft, this guard is pulling his sword out. As you see, Unicorn scoops up the typewriter and starts to run. What do you do?
Is the guy on the ground?
He's not dead. He's whimpering and bleeding. You see him kind of pushing himself along the ground.
Okay. He's trying to get away though.
He's trying to get away.
Yeah, no. He's the problem.
All
He's
right.
the one who keeps putting this fucking bullshit ass king in place. And that's a hit.
All right, roll that damage.
for 10 damage.
All right. With another shot, you see that this man's head explodes. You're pretty sure from what you talked about with Abby that this was JC Lynn's. And
Yep.
you kind of have that hit and you brace yourself because you saw the guard coming for the with the sword to hit you, and it never comes. You have that moment of brace for pain, and as you look up, you see the entire crowd is just looking at you, and they slowly part off to the side, making way for this king that is slowly walking through them. And you can feel just reality warping around you. It's impossible to run. You just see it approaching. It's like everything's freezing. And the man's bleeding out at your feet as it walks up to it and just picks it up, and you realize now it's just another marionette. And with its other hand, it takes its mask and it pulls it back. Go ahead and roll sanity.
What are the chances? Hadn't
That
made a
is-
sanity roll in weeks.
That is incredible. Roll a d10.
Dose. Not even a temporary.
Yep.
All the up. Hold on. Nope. Still good. Still good.
Almost that breaking point, huh? That last one.
We get real close.
And as you are looking at that, you disappear. And we'll get back to you later.
Mm.
Ursine and Unicorn, you are running through this party, shouldering people. It sounds like you're heading towards Abby. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. And you see, you get to the base of the thing, and she's kind of looking into the crowd. What? Oh, you did make it. Okay, yes, I knew you would, but what happened? What did you do?
Well, I gave JC Lynn his bottle, and then I realized that he was going to write the play, so I tried to take his typewriter and attacked him. And then Updraft came back and shot him.
Oh no. I don't know. I think it still has to happen though. It's going to have to happen.
What?
Does it?
What are you
Does it?
talking about? The play?
Yes, he has to write the play.
Why?
The play
Well-
has to be written because the
Why?
play, the play makes itself. You understand? It makes itself, and it makes the world. And if you stop the play, it stops the world.
Right, therefore stopping the insanity, and we all get to go back to our
No,
regular
it
lives.
stops. Your regular lives are the world.
Not this world.
No,
See, I'm still like Gran is not
Yeah.
clicking with it.
no. This is the world. This is the real world. Carcosa is real. The real world is a shadow of it. It makes the world. The king makes the world.
What are you talking about? That's not. No.
It's
This place is a dreamland. We are all a
Oh.
product of the play, and
I'm going to turn and I'm going to look out into the crowd and try to see what has happened because I've heard the extra gunshot,
Mhm.
but I don't know what happened. So I turn and I look.
you turn and you look, you don't see Agent Updraft anywhere. What you see is the crowd turning to this figure that is hunched over this like human, and you can see it's almost putting it back together by hand, and then it finally lifts this marionette and sets it down, and you see a JC Lens, but his face is fractured and wrong. Roll sanity.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pass. Yeah.
All right, yep, just take one.
All right.
And you see this man kind of wobbles and then collapses again, and the king bends down and it's trying to put it back together, you think.
So, Abigail,
Yes.
you're trying to tell me that this is the real world?
Yes. I mean, it makes the world, it's real. It doesn't matter. It's the world.
What about Manny's? It's imaginary? Manny's is made by the play?
I mean, it's not imaginary. It's made by the play. It's real. The world is the world. You can go back to it.
Well,
You
yes, very
you
much.
need to go back to it. You need to leave.
Show
You
me
don't
the
have
door.
that much time left.
Like, I'm done with this craziness. There's no way that my son is here. This is just some nightmare.
And she's looking around. With JC like that and the typewriter, I don't know if you can leave. I'm not sure he'll let you leave.
Who? Him? Oh, he'll let me leave. He better let me leave.
Who? The king? The king
king.
won't let us leave?
No, it needs to make itself. If he thinks it won't, he'll just redo it. It will happen. There is no other way.
Well, then it doesn't matter if JC Lens was broken and put back together.
Maybe, but maybe it does. Like, maybe it'll be broken now. The whole world may be wrong.
But you just said he'll start it again, so it doesn't matter.
But it may not be the same. You've run into this. You've seen this as you go. Things that should be are not the same as what they were, and they loop, but they're not right.
So let me ask you a question then, Abigail. If you can leave, why haven't you? Why
I
haven't
can't
you left?
leave.
We,
I
you
can't
said
leave.
We can leave. Why is it we can leave and you can't?
I'm in too deep.
What does
You
that
can-
mean?
My art, what I did, what I made, I'm in it. I'm part of it. I can't leave because I have to be here for you.
I see. We got pulled in by your art. Oh, so you're our connection. You're our leash.
Then why are we here? What is the purpose that we serve here?
I mean, you
My next question.
already kind of did. You were supposed to bring the bottle. But then you went and, well, it's a mess now. And I don't know. Your job should be done. You should be able to leave.
But
So-
I'm still here.
Well, I think I don't know. He has to write the play, and she's
Does
been
he have to
trying
write
to
us
stay
out
calm.
of it? I'm a writer. That would make sense. And it starts to click for Gran that, you know, she is a writer. She's written all these stories about Sasquatch and all of this. And suddenly it clicks to her that in order for us to leave, we have to be written out of the play. There has to be a scene that shows us leaving the play. And I'll just plop down on the floor at the typewriter. Is it at all functional? At all?
Yeah. Roll luck.
That checks out.
Old
22.
school.
22.
Yeah. You thought with what bounced off, it would be a disaster, but yeah, it's in pretty decent condition.
It's just like the space bar or the Q button or something is missing.
The nameplate popped off. Yeah.
Perfect. The nameplate popped off. The rest of it is completely functional. And there's paper in it, and I could see where he was writing.
Yeah. You see, it looks like he got kind of that first line that he had said to Agent Ursine. He had started typing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will pull that paper out, reverse it, put it in the clean sheet, and I will start writing our exit scene.
All right. What do you write?
Not the truth. As something along the lines of as the three entered the masquerade, donning the required attire, they met their connection, delivered the bottle to the one who was missing his. On the eastern wall of the masquerade, light emerged in the shape of a door, and a glowing doorknob appeared. Only visible to those three.
And you write that, and obviously you look up.
In hope.
And you look up in hope, and yeah, you see that, yeah, there is something that is appearing along the edges of the wall, this door that wasn't there before, you're pretty sure, and it kind of has that light behind it. And the doorknob, and it cracks open as you're watching.
Mm.
And you see light blazes out of this door, and a woman steps through in a white robe, and you can see there is a red spot that you think is growing and shrinking, and you recognize Van Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
As she walks into the room and kind of spreads her arms, and you can see in each hand is a book with a red cover, and the party goers kind of near her kind of start to bow almost reflexively.
She's carrying A World Without Doors.
No, she's
It's not.
It's the King in Yellow.
It's the King in Yellow. Okay. I couldn't remember which of those. Yeah, I think we've solved the problem here. We don't need to write the play because we've just had it delivered. And Ursine, will you see if she'll give us a copy of the play, and I will continue to type out our exit scene. As the three, I'm maintaining that updraft. I still haven't turned around to see that he's not there. I still don't know he's not there.
Well, you might have a clue, because as you type 3, it types 2.
I'll try the number 3 instead of the word.
Types 2.
It changes to 2. Okay, at that point, then I will glance back into the crowd and I'll look at where's updraft. And I guess I see he is.
I'll
no
look
longer
around.
there.
I don't know. Where did he go?
Seizing my throne.
Yeah. And you look up. You don't see the king anymore. And you're seeing that everyone is turning towards you. And their faces are pretty blank. What are you typing? And is there anything that Ursine is doing during this?
I think, well, first of all, the stream is doing something funky. I don't know if y'all see that. There it is. Okay, so I saw Van Fitz. I saw her carrying the play.
Yep.
And I saw the door.
Yeah, it's open just right behind her.
Okay. I am going to run up to her and grab one of the plays out of her hands and
Okay.
open it up and flip through it to the back because I want to see if it is, saying whatever it is that Gran is writing on the typewriter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are flipping, and I'll skip the sanity roll for this because I think you're expecting this. As you see, as Gran is typing, you almost get like the hunt peck. You see these words appearing, but what's odd to you is that they almost have a competing element. There's these other sentences that are appearing that discuss how you waited because you heard the gong and you heard the king coming and you didn't leave. So you stayed forever. And as you're reading that and you're seeing Gran's typing, embellishing, you hear a gong hit from nowhere. And you can feel this presence at the back of the room.
Oh shit. If I still have a chance, I'm going for that door.
All right. Roll Dex. Gran, are you still typing away?
Yeah, I'm typing
Nope.
that basically what I'm typing is that I think I'm trying to remember if I had read The King in Yellow early on.
You might have.
I think I did. I think that
you
Gran
might
did.
have.
So knowing how the play would end, I would be typing as the gong sounds. They made their way to the door. Exit stage right.
Okay.
And then I will stop typing, hit period, enter, and I will make my way to the door.
All right. Roll Dex as well as you're trying to run. You can feel this presence growing at the back of the room. You're vaguely familiar with it, having run across it once.
That's a 26.
All right. You push, you meet up with Ursine, and you can feel almost like a storm front breaking behind you as the room starts to darken. And you start hearing this chant growing, unmask, unmask, unmask. Go ahead and do another dexterity roll to get through the door.
29.
Oh, yes, an odd one.
29. So I made it.
Very nice.
But as I go through the door and go to pull it closed, I look back one last time for updraft. In that pausing moment, hopeful look on Gran's face that he's right behind her as he's always been.
Oh, fuck that guy. Come on.
And I feel Ursine tug me, and as she pulls my shoulder, the door slams behind me.
Yeah, you really are. See, you really are part of me.
Yeah.
What would Updraft do? Exactly.
Leave
Oh,
him
fuck that
behind.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
He would leave himself behind.
And you both stumble out onto the ground, and you have a moment of fright, and you realize you're back in the McAllister. You're on the 3rd floor landing. Looks like you just stumbled off the roof.
Well,
When is it? When is it?
yeah, when is it's a good question. Do we hear anything coming from downstairs? Noise of like building occupants, music from apartments, or anything like that?
There's distant traffic sound. Sounds like New
It's
York
like
traffic.
New York traffic stuff. Okay. Slowly go down the stairs and see if it looks any different than it did when we started.
No, you go back down, and in fact it looks exactly like it was when you started. And as you both start going out, you go down to the second, it's quiet. Down to the first, nothing. And as you're walking down the hallway, you see that it's longer than it was before. It feels incredibly long, and you look off to your side, and it's like you're looking in a mirror as you watch the front door open and 4 agents walk into the building. It's you when you first started. You can see exactly as you were. And go ahead and roll sanity as you realize, yes, you
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah,
see yourself at the start of it all.
that's a fail.
Roll a d10.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out too.
I'm gonna have to just show this.
Oh, that's
because
an 8.
I have to show this because I just have to, because how better to end a character than with a 99?
Oh no. A 99.
dark.
That is so dark we can't see it.
It went
Yep.
dark. Yeah,
Well,
99.
go ahead and lose 10 sanity.
Yep.
I lost 8, which puts me in temporary and past a breaking point.
So that puts
Yeah.
me to a breaking point.
So let's how do you kind of react to this in this hallway? You see this duplicate of yourself, or maybe the past self.
So I decide that I absolutely have to kill my earlier self to keep all this from happening. And that the only way to keep this from happening is to kill my earlier self.
Okay.
Exactly.
They're kind of, yeah, but they're through the wall. How are you going to do that?
So this is like a two-way mirror, you said? Or
You don't think they notice you, so if anything, it's one way. They're not acting like they see you. They're just going down the hallway. You see them hear something. Maybe, oh yeah, the door enters. There's Graham behind it.
So I am going to try to find my way around this mirror so that I can go and attack myself.
Okay. You're pushing at the wall. You're going up and down it. What is Unicorn doing? How do you react as you're seeing?
are there
seeing,
any
like,
other doors on the hallway?
pushing on this? I mean, there's the door behind you that would go to Abigail's place.
That's where they're supposed to be going. That's where we're supposed to be going. So if we go in there, I'll grab Ursi and go quick in Abby's, and I'll open the door to Abby's place and
Okay.
step in.
And
Okay.
you're kind of doing this almost like you've lost your mind. It's almost a compulsion you have to warn yourselves. You have to, and you step into the room and you're greeted with this just smell of epoxy. But the walls have been scraped mostly clean. You think you must have been here. It's difficult to tell when. It's all done from your side.
Can we see them or hear
No,
them still?
they're gone.
Well, I am still looking. I am
you're-
just running
still
up
pushing.
and down and pushing and trying to find.
Ripping, and your hand catches the wall and you start to peel. You feel the wallpaper going, and as you peel, you're just left with a wall. The vision starts to fade, and I don't know if you're screaming at them, you're Are you trying to communicate, or is there anything?
I'm screaming, but I'm not trying to communicate. And I will start just
eventually-
pounding the wall with my fists.
Yep. Your
And screaming.
hands are they're going bloody. And we will yes.
So there's a window that faces the street in Abigail's apartment.
Mhm.
Gran's gonna just headlong out that window. I am.
All right. You
I
gotta
am
get out of here.
I gotta get out of here. I cannot say this cannot happen to me again. I'm at a breaking point. I want out. I'm done.
All right.
I just saw.
Flee.
Yeah, I am in. I'm going through the window.
All right. Roll dexterity.
Oh, this is gonna go fun.
Another 99 would be great.
An
Attached
89.
to the
It's a
epoxy.
fail. But
An 89.
yeah.
Roll a d6
Ouch.
as
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
this is-
6.
this is a real window. And so we'll cut away from you two as Ursine is slamming the wall. And it sounds like Gran tumbles out onto the ground in front of the McAllister building.
And gets
Is
hit by
that
a
it?
taxi.
No, you have the window embedded in you in many places.
Oh, that's even better. Yes.
And you hit the ground, you're just bleeding out. And
With my dying breath, I shake my fist at the sky. I say, "Damn you, Updraft, you bastard!"
You forgot your skin was like the thickness of paper because you're so old.
Yes, and I lay on the street, bleeding out.
Yep. And we'll cut back to Agent Updraft. Agent Updraft, where do you live? What's your kind of home base?
Like what? Like my actual domicile?
Yeah.
Okay. Updraft keeps an apartment that's kind of like a townhouse in a not so great part of town because he likes it when his neighbors don't want to talk to him. And so it's one of these places, you park on the street. It's an older building that was converted into apartments. And his apartment is on the second floor, all the way in the back, overlooking the alley.
Mm-hmm. And you are awoken by a gong, but you realize it's not. As you kind of startle awake, it's a trash bin. Somebody must have knocked into it out in the street, and you could just hear it. And you remember this, and you remember the king. And you think, did he give you his mask? Yes. Yes, you're the king. You're the king. But it has to be kept secret. You know in your heart that no one can know that you're the king in yellow because you're creating the world. Everything just is coming from you.
Yep.
So you get a new disorder, megalomania, if you didn't already have it. So, yes, you are 100% certain that you are the king in yellow.
Fun fact, I already was certain I was the king in yellow.
Yeah, and this is not news to you. Just so we're clear, when you wake up, you cast your eye around, you see the string that you put from wall to wall that proves that you are a Castaigne. You have the safe with the crown stored safely within. You don't show that to anyone, but you have it because you know that someday you will need to prove that you are the king. And I think the only person we have to left then is Agent Ursine. You eventually will come to your senses in the McAllister. What's your epilogue?
Well, at this point, I have adapted to helplessness, and I have basically just had this crushing depression set in, and that there is absolutely nothing I can do to fix this or to stop anything or even to lessen anybody's sorrow and pain. And I will, assuming I am able, leave the McAllister building
Yep.
and go and lay down on a park bench and basically just give up the will to live.
Yeah, you walk past Grant's body on the sidewalk. There's a couple of people that are there looking up at the window. You just right past them out to the park. And you you realize you actually maybe you weren't thinking about it. You're back at the park that Agent Marcus had originally brought you to. And you just kind of lay down on the bench and you watch. And you can see through the crowd that there's a clown dancing with a little paper dragon dragging behind it. And we'll zoom out from there, as I believe that completes Impossible Landscapes.
Wow. And this is how
All right.
Ursine now becomes undeath. Because
Yes.
she's now this homeless, crazy person. And so you have a character arc to your next crazy character. Awesome. Wow, what an amazing story. That was a lot of fun. I ended with -1 hit points. So,
Oh no.
Yep.
so on my character sheet it says deceased, reincarnated, deceased again.
The worst part is you could have just gone out the front door, but no.
No.
Insanity.
I was too insane at the time. I was
That
just
temporary insanity.
That'll do ya.
makes you do crazy stuff, right?
Mhm.
So
Well,
yeah.
at least you guys know the King in Yellow personally now, so
Yeah,
you
right.
know.
I'll treat you
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
All right. Well, do we want to take a quick break and
Yeah.
then come back for questions and whatnot
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah,
I'm
we
allowed
can-
to answer?
Yeah, we could do that and hang out with the
Yes.
chat. I know that
Sweet.
Bad Wolf 73 is in the house tonight watching the finale, so they have caught up with the entire series, watching it
Wow.
all on YouTube, I believe. So they're in the house watching the
Nice.
finale, and we're really excited they could catch a live stream. So we'll take some
Mhm.
chat questions about the game, and also have some of our own questions. So we'll be back in a few minutes, folks. Enjoy this beautiful new logo that we have and our break
Ooh.
music. And while we're gone, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be
Smash
right
that
back.
like.
Yeah. And go join our Patreon. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, everybody. Here we are, back to debrief about the game and talk a little bit about how it went for 16 episodes. Well, 15 and a half. This one really wasn't a full 4-hour show. So
We had some extra hours that we could share with it.
yeah.
So I think we covered a couple things on the break. Agent Ursine has a new fun disorder of not being able to talk about the King in Yellow. Billy, I don't think you heard, but you can go ahead and take a D20 sanity back for. Oh.
You know
You
what?
escape.
Just for S's and G's. Just for S's and G's.
Yep. Let's see what that D20.
That would have been 3. It would have only been 3.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah.
didn't,
That's not.
There you go. Yeah.
Gran rolls over in her grave. You updraft.
Just a little saner. This, you know what? This time she left him. I thought that was a nice little parallel where this time, like originally he was like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
But
with
he
that
survived.
with that whole thing, like, you know, her only way out was through, and in this case it was through the window. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem is windows aren't like movies though. That you gotta do it right or you get cut up real bad.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what happens. Oh,
I should have had there's a cookie in the blood.
Oh.
That
a little Danish
so good.
cookie.
Yeah.
Danish cookie scattered all on the
Somebody
sidewalk.
somebody walks by and they're all like, "Oh, look, there are cookies in this blood." Oh.
Ignore the old lady that's laying there bleeding out. Just grab a cookie. Manny
This is
from
New York in the
Manuel's comes
90s, like nobody
Yeah.
cares.
Free-
Lady laying dying on the car.
free
Have you
cookie's
seen
a
this
free cookie.
neighborhood?
Right? This is the artsy district, right? So-
In the
So-
90s.
in the
that
90s.
means
The
a lot of heroin.
Yeah, I only had 5 hit points left when I went through the window, and I rolled a 6. So
That was a dangerous thing to do. It.
I didn't. I was in
Yeah.
fight,
Yep.
flight, and freeze, and it was,
Yep.
you know, flee. So out the window I went.
Well,
Door?
the good
What
news
door?
is, the good news is you all made it out. So technically this is the happy ending. You have achieved about as good as it gets.
All of us except Undine.
Happy ending.
Yes, Undine is still there. He'll make his way to the party someday, I'm sure.
Maybe one day, and if he makes it out, he maybe runs across Ursine in the park bench and hands her a yellow slip of paper with the sign of the King in Yellow on it.
God
I
damn
got
it.
running. No! No!
It's when I think I'm out, they put me back in.
I went through. I'm supposed to be out.
I'm done already, damn it, I'm done.
So what kind of questions do you guys have? That was a lot.
What were the bottles?
The bottles are individualized for each person. They all contain some secret relevant to you. And the key, and I think you guys figured this out eventually, only the person whose bottle it is can open it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
most of it there was a lot of like, I'm gonna open this fucking bottle. No, you will not. You can break it. And you did that for Gary. But if you break someone's bottle, they basically lose all motivation and fall into a deep melancholy. It's almost like it's their kind of sole driving force. It's pretty nasty to lose.
And JC Lynn's encyclopedia and laudanum salesman. What was going on with him?
The thing is, I don't believe he is supposed to be the encyclopedia salesman. And in fact, the encyclopedia salesman is never named. he is one of the few people, he found his bottle, but he never escaped. So the encyclopedia salesman is just essentially a dick and is trying to drag other people in so they can
Huh.
share his fate of being stuck forever.
So that he's
JC
really just
lived.
like a red herring then.
Yeah, he just is kind of like well, you guys are coming in with me, but he's been there so long, he's forgotten himself. You never can catch him. Now, JC though is a different thing. Is he is the author. So you gotta like, he wrote the play. Now there's some debate over whether he wrote the play, but he wrote the play.
Mm-hmm.
And it has quite a history. It actually originally showed up in France way back when, Le Roi and Juan. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but that was the original play. Ursine, you had the most connection to Mosby, who also you don't really see a lot during the campaign. He's kind of here and there. He translated it into The King in Yellow in 1955. He's a Delta Green agent.
Mm-hmm.
So you really like, he kind of played the part of drawing you into all of this, into the Delta Green, specifically so you would be on this. There is a lot of the things you run into in the past bring you in here to Carcosa. It's almost destined sort of feel to it.
Okay, so is that written in? Mosby's written in then, and it's like part of the module to hook a character in that way, or is that something you did?
That's something I did. 'Cause
Okay.
I think it kind of makes sense to have him be a little bit more involved, because otherwise he just shows up right at the end and there's no real hook for him otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's around. There is a lot. There's just a ton of this book that is, if they start researching this person, they can find out this, and this. Like if you had taken time to look into the static agents, I slipped up and called them that, the gas mask guys,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you would actually be able to find out, like, yes, they have a history. They're Delta Green. Delta Green initiated the static protocol that Updraft was part of, which is if anybody says any fucking thing about the King in Yellow, you shoot them, and then you shoot their family and anybody else that might have heard. And they've had that since the 50s, I think.
Since about the time the play was translated.
Right. And they've had a couple outbreaks that they've had to clean house and hundreds of people have died, but it's the only way is you have to completely scrub it or it'll just worm its way through some family or something. So you guys did a pretty good job of, once you kind of figured out like, oh, the family's getting dragged in, out, not bringing you in. We're not talking more.
Mhm.
That's it. And that's the smart move.
So, what were that was what was on the videotapes was me participating in the static protocol.
The videotape, the Top Chick tapes, was actually a stage play. When was that? That was, no, I don't have exactly when it is right in
Stage
front of me.
performance of the king.
Right. They were actually taping it for an NBC special.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yep. So the tapes got out, and that was another case of they had Delta Green cleaned house. They framed Gary Topchick. You never ran into him, but he's in the world. Because, yeah, they basically, Delta Green said, okay, yeah, Gary killed these kids. We're shutting all of this down. Nothing gets out.
Talk about killing kids. What was up with Darabandi and all the demons?
Yeah, you guys had covered a bit of that with the, it's kind of two separate questions, a little. Darabandi had been told from a young age. There's some back history, but basically his aunt, who was in one of the plays of The King in Yellow, told him, you are going to be the king. You're like, you have this lineage. She impressed that at an early age. The Brotherhood of Doors, which you ran into, really kind of ran with that. They were trying to recreate the King in Yellow. And he was always told this, and eventually he does get a copy of it's not called the King in Yellow, but it's essentially the same thing. And that's when he starts to get the calls to go kill these kids. You ran across him when he was at the bookstore. That happened. He got rid of his book. And when he went back to his hotel in the Brothel Bin, there was a new copy of The King in Yellow waiting for him.
Well, of course.
And it all started. Yeah, he never escaped. And he was always trying to kill these kids that he thinks are in line for the throne. Like, that's kind of what he's getting for the call is, if you
Gotcha.
follow it on the wall, it's all these kids. It's like, oh, they have a claim to the throne. Nope. Not with Asa around.
Gotcha.
So he's kind of one of those. He's terrible, but also tragic. But a genius. He made some really interesting houses.
Yeah, so the whole architecture angle was just another like side of just who he was. It really didn't have much to do with the story itself.
Well, the king most takes effect on artists. So you had Art Life, that whole thing is they like Abigail got the most into it. She really got pulled in. Kind of the same thing with the architecture side of it's the art, kind of the creativity that gets latched onto and then corrupted into creating more of the play. I forget who exactly ran into it, but it was the theory that the play writes itself and then makes the world. And I've also seen the book describe it as a backwards, I don't know how you say it, Herberus, the snake that eats its own tail.
Right.
Yeah.
But it does the opposite. It vomits itself up into the world. So that's where you have places like the McAllister, the bookshop, other places that once the king's there, he just kind of the world starts to spew into here and change.
Speaking of the bookshop,
Yes.
Rob Robert or Bob Bobbert or whatever we were calling him.
Robert. Yep,
Robert,
that's his
Robert,
name.
okay,
his
yeah.
name's Robert.
Okay, yeah. So, what was his deal? Was he a demon or was he just some cursed book salesman?
Oh, we will have to get back to demons. He is very much a cursed book salesman. It is not entirely clear from the book what exactly his deal, how he got pulled into it initially. It may be that Asa leaving the book there brought him in. He may have been there since the original days in France. He may be from Carcosa. It's not entirely clear, but the more touched you are. So one of the things I've been doing secretly behind the scenes and not doing a terribly good job of it, all of you had a corruption rating. And when you did things to explore more, it went up. And when you went, no, I don't want to look at that, it went down. So if you go into the bookstore at a low corruption rating, you go, yeah, it's a bookstore. The owner's kind of weird, but no big deal. The more you go, the more you realize, no, this is weird. I'm seeing people that I shouldn't be. I'm seeing, like, you can talk with people at all kinds of different times as they pass through. So who had the most at the end? You would think that it would have been Updraft, but Donald had a lot of corruption.
Yeah, he was really the inquisitive one of the group, so it makes sense.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
expected Don to be carrying that.
Mm-hmm. And he did a lot of that with the demons as well. Kind of in that vein of the demons go back further even. That goes back to France. And that is where you start getting the original Castains. And they have a book the wire-bound journal that originally was about the demons, that's from 95, 2005, whatever. That's from the future sent back, but time doesn't really matter for the King in Yellow. So
Yeah.
again, it's another one of those things that it creates itself. It gets sent back, makes the book. The book details demons that by the end of it, Don could have found any one of the demons. They would have looked much like the ones you did meet, just people, but they all have strange powers. Where, of course, you complicated things is you immediately started introducing angels, which are not in the book. But I think my kind of thought process was it's the same idea. Is you guys come back in time, you start talking angels to Gabriel Castaigne, and you guys leave. He goes, "Oh, there's a whole nother book here. I'm gonna like figure out this angel stuff." And that's where you start getting Van Fitz. There are just as many angels now as demons, each with their own power. And that's where, yeah, Van Fitz kind of got looped into that with her books and whatnot. As IISL.
Nice.
Okay.
I was really
Nice.
sad you guys didn't do more demon summoning because they are pretty wild and fun.
Yeah, like as it was, we only met Person, right?
I think you did because you met him face to face eventually.
Right.
Yep.
On the
Yeah.
street in New York.
Yep, and you met IISL as Van Fitz. You didn't listen to her talk. She would have roared like a tiger.
Hmm.
Kind of like with a
Okay.
little bit of a papery rasp to it. And
Ah.
then
Mm.
the other girl, I can't think of her last name now. The Lundin girl.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
She also was part of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
The meetings.
Yes, encounter group.
Encounter group. Yeah.
There is, again, the book is a little how to put it, it's very interesting. I don't want to show too much of it, but you have the text of the book, but you also have red ink and blue ink of different characters from the book writing in the book,
Ah.
and they contradict what the book says at sometimes. So in theory, the encounter group is another way for the king to find people that can be easily corrupted to kind of work his way out into the world. The notes argue that that's not true at all. You kind of take your choice there. I did have it more as it's kind of skirting that edge, right? Like it's the Lundins were trying to get to that. It's people that can touch the world. They're not quite in it, but they're kind of interested. It's it's kind of a in-between space to be.
Okay.
But I think you guys use that to pretty good effect in terms of actually like contacting things and discovering kind of clues using it.
I am curious, the corruption ratings. What
Yes.
were they like at the end then?
Now, they're what were they?
I mean,
Lisa,
it was
yeah, I left off the last few because you guys were pretty high. You were 8, 9, 8 for Lisa, Gran, 9 for Buck, 12 for Undine, and then 7 for Erstein.
okay.
So you were all kind of roughly in there. And like I said, I dropped off because at the end it's like, yeah, your corruption's real fucking high. It doesn't super matter at that point.
Yeah.
But when you do things like read books and do all that, it starts to bump it up.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. Trying to think of what else.
Did you have questions?
Did you have questions about our characters or choices? And also, I want to throw it out for the chat too. If y'all had questions about the show, please throw them out there.
Yeah. So George, poor George,
Poor George.
poor George. When he was consumed by that room, which now that I think about it, that is your set. You both died on the ground outside the McAllister building. You managed that feat 2 times.
That's why I went out the window. Exactly. It was like an Easter egg kind of thing. That's why I went out the window.
Yeah, sure. It's a callback. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. A little callback to George.
Yep. So do you think what is your take on what happened with George once he was in the bottle, not in the bottle? Like,
yeah, that was something that I was kind of curious. What happens inside the bottle? Like, I thought that once in the bottle, it would be like that person's version of the afterlife, whatever that is for that person, you know, so that's their afterlife kind of thing. But they're still aware of everything kind of going on around them. Like, it's almost like looking through a milky curtain, like the sides of the bottle, you know, you kind of see what's going on. Yeah, it's kind of gross, but like yeah, you kind of see shapes and hear muffled sounds, but you can't do anything about it, and it can't do anything to you. So
who had was it Ursine, did you have the bottle by the end of it? Did you have George's bottle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you still have that in the park? Like, are you clutching George in the park?
I mean, I guess so. Because that was basically the only thing I had that and the spiral bound notebook with the demon names in it. Those are the only things I still had. Because I threw the seed pods and the drink at the...
Yeah.
And then I gave JC Lynn his bottle. So, yeah, that's what I had left.
Nice.
George's bottle and the spiral bound notebook with the demon names in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So maybe you talk to George. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that those pods are interesting. You guys had them a lot. Would it have been better, you think? Would you have made use of it if I'd hinted more that you could have made a drug out of them?
I figured I could, but I didn't really have anything in mind just for what to do with it. Because you did kind of say,
drugs. Yeah.
You just take them, it's fine.
Well, I remember when we were in
because you said they had hallucinogenic properties,
right?
And I had pretty good pharmacy, so I probably could have made something with them, but I didn't really know what to do with it. Like, if I made it, what would I have done with it? By the time I had it, there wasn't a whole lot left that we could have done. Like, you know, if I had that in the hotel brothel bed, for example, I could have used it to drug, what's his name?
The guy I killed.
The guy, the
news at desk.
Yeah, the manager, the hotel manager. What was his name?
Damn it, now you got me. I know exactly what it is. Don't say Mosby. It ain't Mosby.
No, it's not Mosby. It starts with an L.
Lizette.
Yeah.
Yes, Elmer Lizette.
Yeah. Because see, he would have been perfect to use those seed pods on.
Yeah.
But I didn't have them then. Because every time they saw the plants, up until that last time, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Because I totally would have taken some before that, because I've got pretty good biology and pharmacy, and I would have been very interested in that if I had seen it any time before that. So,
what did Lowe's? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna add on that those are a good way to like get hints, because those give you Carcosa visions basically. But also they're super addictive. So you kind of lucked out a little. Like, yeah, there's a mix there.
Right.
Ooh, okay, so what did Lozette take out of the Walkman? Like, obviously it's a tape, but
yes. The thing is, it was not a tape. One of the things that you could have gotten was Abigail's map of the Whisper Labyrinth to JC's bottle.
Oh.
He went in to take that. Because basically, and I should do more of this if I run it again, when I run it again, because I really want to. Elmer is a piece of shit. And I think that's super fun to have somebody that's just a piece of shit messing with everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. That was
He's
really
a real
great.
fucking turd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why-
he was.
So I think we talked about this. I think we talked about it off stream. Did you have any updated theories about what Wild wanted on Lizette? Because there is a pretty spicy thing, but I don't know if you got to it.
I know we talked to his wife.
Well,
Yes.
didn't he like murder his wife's lover or something from the
Yeah, there was a
did.
murder.
from the
Yep.
carnival? Was that it, or was it something else?
It is worse than that. Well, worse, whatever. His wife is his mother.
Okay, yeah, I had kind of
Okay.
picked up that there
Yep.
was some incest going on there.
There is, and that was basically they ran away after he murdered this guy that was getting kind of handsy. Murdered
Mhm.
them. They both ran away. They posed as husband and wife. Posed, shacked up. Who knows? But yeah, Wild would have liked that information. But nobody wanted to hang out with Wild. That was interesting to me. You kind of kept your distance from him.
I forgot about him, to be honest. After we ended
Yeah.
up at the Hotel Broadbent, I didn't think about him again other than somebody wanted dirt on Lizette. That's why I was digging into it, because I'm
Yeah.
like, what in the hell's going on with this Lizette guy?
Yeah.
I wish I
think I
could
may
have.
need to make him more present in the later ones, because they don't really give a lot for him to do later on. He's more present in a certain scenario that
Yeah.
whatever, but yeah, I think it is I think it's interesting to have that guy that's got something on everybody giving you stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, when you do that, I think you just run him as a real wormy character.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh my, he is. He's a real repairer of reputations, that guy. But, let's see. I'm just scrolling back up. Did you have any questions kind of about the first scenario? I know that's been quite a while. But I know you spent quite a bit of time in the McAllister. Any questions about people, stuff that's there?
What's the deal with that animator guy that's at the end of the hallway? He's pretty clearly talking to demons.
Actually, yes. Lewis Post, the fella that eventually killed a police officer and tried to shoot at you guys. Yeah, he's a piece of work. Underneath his bed, I believe you heard some scraping sounds at the doorway.
Yeah.
He has a large Baroque mirror that he drags out and just kind of stares into and talks to somebody. That's the king is in there. And you didn't really look into his stuff very much, but he's kind of like a cartoon animator, like he does comics, did comics. He has only been drawing Asa's drowned kids. So he's got the pictures of the room that you went into with Asa in the bathtub. He's drawn all of that out again and again with different, dead bodies. It's horrible to look at.
Nice.
Yeah. It's probably smart not to. An interesting thing, I don't know why anyone would ever do it, but I like bringing it up because it's kind of fun. If you had gone in to Lewis's notebooks, like the sketchbooks of the room, you could add stuff by drawing it in. And then when you encounter it later, it would be there.
Yeah.
Again, don't know why anyone would ever do that.
What about the basement?
Yes, the basement. is what's his name? It's been too
Thomas?
long. Thomas is, yeah, he's got his
Art
his
studio.
paintings down there, yeah. And then just kind of various like hotel things can be scattered there, stored there for kind of clue type stuff.
So there's not like anything else going on down there.
I don't think there's a lot going down on there. The building really, it's top down. So 4th floor and above, obviously, it's crazy. And it's seeping down into the world from there. So that's kind of where I had it, where as you guys were going, you started to notice, oh, time is stopping at different places here because we're constantly going in, coming out, spreading it. And I think that's kind of one of the big things of that first book is realizing, like, the more we look at this, we're spreading it. Like, right, if you keep going, it gets worse. And you guys were like, yes, let's keep going.
Yeah,
Okay,
I actually didn't realize that that's what we were doing until like the Delta Green agents and our handlers showed up. And they're all like, "We're gonna just have to burn all this down. Like, what in the hell are you doing? Putting this in the hotel? This is gonna like spread it everywhere." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that."
And then they died.
Womp womp.
Yep. And Mark
Yeah.
Rourke was just another guy, just an NPC.
Yep. He's just another guy, another kind of scumbag that ran away and found the brothel bin. One of the things about the brothel bin, you really only find it if you're running away from something. And you guys all figure that out. JC found the brothel bin. Asa found it. Mark Rourke found it as well. Elmer, they were all running, and that's when they found it.
So what happened to the cable guy
After
after he was taken by Delta Green? Is there anything else for him, or is he static protocoled? And is that because that's kind of what I thought was going to happen? to him.
So one of the things about static protocol is that it kind of got forgotten by a lot of people. So not everybody in Delta Green will, immediately think of it, especially if you don't go around saying, King in Yellow. It's just another weird book, right? It's another weird thing. Not the worst thing. As for what happened to him, he probably got shipped off to some psych place forever, if not killed. I honestly hadn't decided if I was going to bring him back. He might show up at some point if we run that second scenario, but no, he can kind of get away clean. If he can get separated, he doesn't really know a lot. Those bugs weren't great for him that he kept eating because he starts hallucinating weird Carcosian things, but
yeah, that's what the bugs are, from the same as the seed pods, right?
Yeah.
They're like the egg of the seed pod is the egg of the beetle thing.
not necessarily, but the beetles eat the pods.
Okay.
Gotcha. They end up kind of being the same. They also are a thing you can make into a drug.
Right.
Slight difference.
Something about that, just when we encountered the pods later, it just made me think of the beetles. I was like, oh yeah, the beetles.
Yeah,
Like-
me too. Which is why I initially said at the end, the beginning of the session, the beetles, and I was like, wait, no, they weren't beetles that I had. It was seed pods.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
I think though, Updraft, you had caught a bunch of them, correct? You kind of got
Yeah.
around, and I think you had a few.
I had a bag with a bunch
Hey, you
of them.
might still even have some of them, sequestered away in your apartment. I don't know.
Mm,
Probably Freedom.
probably.
Read them.
use them to watch over the other half of my kingdom.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
you
told you, I
guys-
called it. I called it episodes ago.
Yeah, and you picked up pretty well on the world without doors,
Yeah.
because that's another one of those. They kind of give a synopsis, but I think it's a very important book that they don't return to it a ton in the book. Of just, it really does give that idea of like, yes, you can't let Carcosa stop. If you do that, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is kind of one of the fun things here is you really realized like, oh, maybe the real world doesn't exist, or maybe this is, you know, a parasite that's just feeding on this world and kicking into it. It's not super clear.
Oh no, Updraft just kind of sees it all as like these are all separate worlds that are also connected. Like,
Yep.
you know, like there's like a fascia that runs between them. And, you know, he now has Gran, who is representing him in one world. And because he'll never see her again. And if he sees Ursine, then Ursine's here, and he is just the other half of the Carcosan king, because when he pulled that mask off, they're the same, right? They both came together, and that's when he realized he's like, oh, I have to be here, he has to be there, so that we can make all of this work.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Checks out.
Okay.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I had like wild running theories, and Updraft's head, like basically from Idaho.
Nice.
Yeah, there were a few things that I had to add just because you guys were pursuing different things that I thought were really interesting, like going to the original port, Chateau de Port, or whatever it, Chateau de Port. That obviously is referenced in the book, but you don't usually get there. Same with bringing back. I did want to discuss that. You guys were like, "Oh, the angel thing didn't work," and I'm like,
Actually,
"This little
it
girl,
did.
yeah, this little girl led you out and resurrected somebody that died.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah.
Yep, it totally worked.
It worked very well.
That's what demons do.
She wasn't well. I mean, demon, angel,
They're all the same.
just
They're all the
depends if
same.
it's fallen, right?
It's a host. A
It
host is a
depends on
host.
whose
It
side
doesn't
of
matter.
the aisle
Yeah.
you're on, you know?
Yeah. So I had a lot of fun with that aspect of it, kind of having to add them in.
Yeah, I liked that little field trip to France. That was actually a lot of fun.
Good.
I really liked that.
That was a fun one to do. I didn't want to like have it take too long, so hopefully that was like the sweet spot of like, okay, we're here for a bit, see some stuff, then you move on, get back with the story proper, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked how it worked out.
Yeah. Enjoyed. This was a fun one.
Good.
It was.
It's nice. Had a great arc to it in so many different ways it could have gone. Like, it was, I really felt like, unlike a lot of pre-written modules, right? I didn't feel shoehorned. I felt like my character really had great choices and influence on where the story went. I thought that was really good.
Good. I was hoping that's the case. I think that there is a bit of this one could get railroady if you let it, where it's like, yeah, they're gonna have to run from these guys, and then from the hotel they have to go here and they have to go. It's like, yeah, there kind of is, but I thought you guys made some good choices in there doing it.
Yeah, that's a plot. That's how a plot works. You know, like there's gonna be some railroadiness, like, you know.
But I
you go along with the story. You can't fight against it. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And I liked the way that it rolled out, because it was very much like, this is what you have to do, and it just tied in so well with the play and, you know, the sequence of events that led up to it. And we had already started going kind of crazy and like buying into the whole idea of like, oh, this is all you know, a prop, and this is not real, and you know, like, so we were all like, oh, we'll play along, you know. So
that downgraded a few of the sanity rolls in my mind, especially once you got to Ambrose's. Because that is like, I've seen some people do the actual plays and they get to Ambrose, is like, yeah, everything is a prop for everything you've been through. Whoa, blow, you know, they're going crazy. You guys were like, yep.
yeah, we already knew that.
Yep. Checks out. makes sense. Let me find my shit.
That's right. That's
Like,
exactly
yep.
how this
Awesome.
works.
Yeah, you guys called a lot of stuff. Especially shout out to Don in here.
Yeah, it's too bad he couldn't finish with us because
I agree.
he did call a bunch of that. Like I think he saw a lot more of it than we did.
Yeah, he called it like back in Idaho when he was doing his little boat analogy on the thing. Is like, yep, that's pretty fucking spot on there. John.
Yeah. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. The first couple of episodes, as a player new to Delta Green, I was extremely intimidated by the wealth of knowledge that especially Balin brought to the game. Like just on the demon side, and like I felt intimidated. Like, oh my god, am I in over my head with this game? Like, did I? But it really.
Dude, what do you do in your spare time? Oh wait,
He's super smart. Yeah.
Yeah, he's super smart, and that's what it was, right? He's
Yeah.
just a super smart player, and it was really cool to get to play with somebody at that level. So
Yeah.
I got past it, but I was super intimidated at first. I told Lindsay, I was like, I don't know if I could play this. That guy, he like knows everything.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, Don's seen some stuff. We've played a couple other games with that, and yeah, he's been around the block.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got a question for you, Billy.
What?
What's up next? What's next on the docket for Wednesdays?
Wednesday nights. There's a rumor that someone might be willing to run some Merkberg first. So
I'd say that rumor's accurate.
that might be what's up. We're probably gonna take a week or two off so we can get that set up, and in which case we'll do some one shots on Wednesday nights. We got some one shots on Tuesday nights too while we're waiting for Weird to get started, because we're not going to start that until after the Friday night Delta Green campaign is over in about a month or so.
Because I'm a wuss and I can't play that many games without going crazy.
And as far as Merkberg goes, I'm depending on how many people want to play. Like
There's a lot of interest.
There's a ton of interest, so I'll just run the stream. I won't play in that. I enjoyed the game. I had a lot of fun with it, but I know how much better it can be.
There's a lot of excitement for that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want people to get to play, and I won't take a spot. I'll be the stream master for that one, and just run the stream behind the scenes. But yeah, we got some Call of Cthulhu one shots. We've got, of course, Jinkies and Gashbusters and Ghostbusters, and Jesse's got a ton of games that he's interested in running. So might let him do Tuesday night one shots, and I'll do Wednesday night one shots, just to keep the content flowing. You know,
Hey, now that you're on YouTube,
we kind of
gotta
got to
keep it flowing.
Got to
Yeah.
keep it going, right? So we have a lot. We did bring all of the videos from our old YouTube channel here. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, and if people are watching this, definitely check out the Bestow Delta Green one we did. I really enjoyed watching you guys solve that whole situation. That was a fun one.
I think Lindsay's got some
Yeah.
games she could run too. I know she's interested in running some stuff. Tales from the Loop has really got a lot of interest.
I really want to play that because we've got the whole campaign book and
Yep.
everything that you bought. And
Yeah. I spent a lot on that whole campaign book and module, so that might be one maybe we get going after something else wraps up, though.
That'd be great. Yeah, I love Tales from the Loop. I have a bunch of the books, but I haven't read them because I want to play them.
Yeah, so
Maybe
apparently
that's-
Roll20 now has all of the Tales from the Loop stuff that you can get for $30. All of it VTT compatible maps, the story, the everything, character sheets. So
Nice.
that's also, which Tales from the Loop is such a narrative-based story. I don't know that you need the Roll20 assets, but for people who like Roll20, it's out there. You can have it, you know. So yeah, lots of stuff on the plate. If you really want to know what's going to happen, you're going to have to stay tuned to the Discord. Links down in the video description at the bottom.
There.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, down.
Okay. If you say so.
Yep. I think it's actually exclamation point Discord.
It wasn't yesterday. Did you change it?
Oh no, it's not.
There it
Oh,
is.
There you go.
It's community. I think I added one that says Discord as well. But
Okay. Yeah, I used your cheat sheet you gave us.
Oh, that's right. I did. I put a cheat sheet in the mod channel. So yeah. Also, what else? I just drew a brain fart. Been a long day. Thanks to Tabletop Audio for all the music throughout this entire campaign. We have used tabletopaudio.com for all the background music. So if you enjoyed the music, you can go and support them over at their website and Patreon as well as ours. Make sure you toss a coin our way and theirs. Just to support the art, you know? What? What?
It's gonna be stuck in your head now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Now we're gonna have to watch it.
Oh.
See, there's a Discord one too. See,
I see that.
thanks, Rick, for proving my point. Wow, I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to say thanks again, everyone, for playing. And
Yeah,
those
thanks for running
thanks
it.
for watching.
Wow.
Yeah, this was super fun. I've been wanting to run this for quite a little bit, so dream come true.
Well, you know, we're a willing bunch of guinea pigs, so.
Yes.
Yeah, when you
Yes.
run it again, I want to sit and watch. I want to watch that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Throw it out there if you want to run it again on the stream. I'll run the stream for you because I would love to watch it. I really would.
There's some interest in a we shall not name necessarily other channel at some point, but we're working out the logistics of what that would look
Got you,
like. But
got you.
Okay.
we'll
Okay.
see.
Well, we'd watch it on that channel too. I mean,
Yeah.
as long as it didn't conflict with our night.
I'm gonna tell them directly, be like, no,
It's-
no talking about this other stuff.
No, they do recordings.
Yeah, they do recording, so it's
It's
a
not
whole different
streams.
deal.
Yeah.
It's pretty different, yeah.
Yep, different world. And that's the other thing. We might do some recording, some shorts, and stuff like that coming up. Now that we're on YouTube, if you saw something you liked and enjoyed it, make sure you clip it, make a highlight video for us later on. Like the
Can you
video.
even do that with YouTube?
I can. I don't know if y'all can. I have it in the studio mode. I have a little thing that says create highlight video, and it's basically a clip. I think you can clip it though.
Okay.
Let's see.
Weird flex.
Let's see. Have they rolled it out to everyone yet? Let's see. Doesn't look like it. Because I'm looking down at the bottom where they have all the little options. I don't think it. Hey, this is the most liked video on our channel so far. It has 6 likes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, thank you, Nathan, for running this.
course.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Aaron,
Definitely.
you're a great guy to play with. I've really enjoyed having you in the character world. with
Friday
me.
night game.
The Friday night game is gonna.
I'm
be
excited.
insane.
You might need to reconsider your part of rolling luck for the group after tonight. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I don't know that any of us would do all that well. No, we'll give it to the new
Get some
guy.
Better dice.
Ooh, yeah,
we're gonna
there you
let-
go.
We'll give it to the new guy. Yeah.
Colton will do it. Be like, here you go, man. Everyone's life is in your hands.
Yeah. It's really not up to the researchers to do that kind of thing. We don't know how to keep people safe. We're just there.
It's just luck, man.
That's okay.
It's just a luck roll.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
The Sawman will keep you safe. Don't worry.
You two brick houses at least will be some cover.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep,
mean,
yep.
you could literally hide behind their corpses, and it would work as effective cover.
If we're dead, we have to
Sure.
die before they can hide behind our corpses.
This is Delta Green. That in theory doesn't take that long.
Right.
Yeah, and you're Delta Green. Well, hold on. Let me rephrase that. You're playing Delta Green in a war zone.
Mhm.
Yep.
That just lowers the mortality rate of a Delta Green agent by like 50% right there. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. But
We
also,
did meet Ernie.
we don't care.
Yeah, you did.
We
You
already
did
know
get to
who the
see
bad
Aaron.
guy is. His name's in the title.
No,
of
he's just the
video.
crazy one.
I mean,
Is it different?
he seems pretty put together.
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
He does. I'm
But he thinks
sure-
there's vampires.
We don't know
What's the?
that.
Can you
yet.
pronounce the name of the city? Because
Automia.
Automia. Okay. There aren't any vampires in Automia. Ernie is the name of the scenario.
Yeah.
He's the one that thinks there are vampires. So
What?
he's the crazy one.
There's 100% going to
back.
be vampires in that brick thing. They're going to be clay vampires. Calling it now. I'm
Like-
Babe Ruth. I'm pointing to the outfield. Clay vampires.
So your theory is blood-sucking golems.
No, clay sucking golems because
Oh.
they'd be clay vampires.
Yeah.
True,
They need
because it's in the
clay.
Dead people
Yeah.
that eat clay, essentially.
Yeah,
desert. Mudmen. Right on.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
mudmen,
totally get it. Yeah. Makes sense. Well, we'll all have
and
to
they'll
tune
just
in.
glom onto buildings and just suck all the mortar out of
And
it.
now I'm
Might
thinking
be
about
now.
the shit golem from Dogma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah,
you
that's
have to
pretty
turn
awesome.
in Friday night to find out exactly what's going on with there aren't any
Yeah.
vampires in Automia. Ernie. 7:00. Is that when we play on Friday nights? That's when we play every
Yep.
night.
Yeah.
Except
7
yeah.
Eastern, yeah.
7:00
7
Eastern.
Eastern.
For those of you on the East Coast, for those of you on the West Coast, that's about the time you're getting ready to leave the office. So put us on in the car and listen to us as
Well-
you're riding home.
What about people that are in Central or Mountain Time? You're leaving them out.
You're
They
on the
don't
internet.
count.
You should be able to do basic
Yeah.
math.
They
We don't have
count.
anything else going on. Get home from work, throw some food in the microwave, pop on the stream. It's great.
Yeah. Pop on the stream, get home from work, put food in the microwave. That's the correct order of operations there.
No. Put some food in the microwave, get off of work, get home from work, and then get on the stream.
Oh,
You didn't
boy.
eat it, you just put the food in the microwave and then left. And somebody
Or-
came back to a burnt down office.
Just
Don't
live
say
Mars.
that. Look, we have had a fire alarm at my building every month since I've started there. Please. I don't need any more fire alarms. And
that
we have NCAA
doesn't seem like a
starting in couple
coincidence,
weeks,
huh?
so.
How often were they having them before you started?
Yeah. Huh.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Make sure
Well-
you preserve this for the insurance investigators later.
It's on YouTube. It's never going anywhere.
Just
Oh,
imagining
boy.
now, Billy, you're in one of the closets, you're practicing your like karate moves. You do a sweet kick.
Karate.
Yeah, and then you hit the fire alarm. Not again.
Oh shit,
Yeah. that's
bro!
Totally wouldn't be me because I don't know karate. I know Taekwondo, but I don't know karate.
Oh, okay.
So that scenario would not be me. No. Yeah, so we've had a steaming pot set off a smoke detector. We've had an electrical fire, and we've had some dust in a smoke detector. So
I mean, if I was an aspiring arsonist and I was practicing at work,
yes, I'm sure
that
Agent
sure sounds
Updraft
like a
would-
short
would
list
do
of
those
ways I
things.
would try it.
This is what happens after you've played too much Delta Green.
Yeah, totally. All right, that's enough self-incrimination. I think that's enough for tonight as well, folks, as we have about exhausted everything we can out of this module, except for Section 2, which we'll return to play some other time. But hope you enjoyed it. If you did, great. If you didn't, well, too bad. Watch it again and maybe you'll enjoy it.
Hopefully, there's something to learn from my fumbling.
Yes. But now that we're here on YouTube, we're here Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Friday nights, and Saturdays during noon and 6 p.m. So make sure you're here to watch all the cool stuff that we play. Dungeons and Dragons to Delta Green to Jinkies to whatever we decide. Merkberg and all things in between. Wholesome and unwholesome games that we play here on United Adventure Company. But this has been Delta Green Impossible Landscapes with United Adventure Company. Remember, deception is the right. Truth is a privilege, and innocence Gran will never learn it. That's just a luxury. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being with us.